Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we're going to compare two mid-range smartphones. The Vivo X50 launched in India a few weeks back for 34,999, and we have the Reno 4 Pro, which is again launched last week for 34,999. That's the pricing for these two devices. So we have these two devices. In this video we'll do a detailed comparison of these two devices. So a lot of things are quite similar for these two devices. So these are two camera centric smartphones with pretty decent hardware being offered. So let's see which is the better choice in the sub 30k 35k price segment in India. So let's get started. So if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So let's get started with the detailed comparison. Now first thing is the design and build quality. Now one thing what you notice about these two devices is they are extremely good looking smartphones out there, and both of them are extremely lightweight as well. The Vivo X50 is around 170 odd grams, while the Reno 4 Pro is even lighter at around 160 plus grams. So they are really lightweight devices and extremely slim as well. The Vivo X50 is slightly slimmer than the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. So in terms of design, both looks really great. Both have the punch hole cameras, AMOLED displays, and we have a curved display on the Reno 4 Pro. That's something which is quite unique for this price segment. Now if you look at the back panel design, you can see that both again look really stunning, and here we would say the Vivo X50 is the better looking device out there. Extremely well made device, a great stylish design. The Reno 4 Pro also looks really great, but overall in terms of design aspect, probably the Vivo X50 looks slightly better in our opinion. Now in terms of the build quality, here again the Vivo X50 is the better choice because you get a glass finishing here. It's a premium looking matte frosted glass, while we have a polycarbonate material on the Reno 4 Pro. The polycarbonate is still again a really premium looking one, but then the material quality definitely looks better on the Vivo X50. So in terms of the build quality, again the Vivo X50 is our choice. Next, moving on to the display. So these two devices have really good displays. We have AMOLED panels on both the devices. We have a 6.56 inches Full HD plus resolution display on the Vivo X50, while we have a 6.5 inches AMOLED Full HD resolution display on the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. Now both the devices have the 90 Hz refresh rate. You can see that both are 90 Hz refresh rate and feels really smooth, and both offer really great experience. You can see that the colors are really vibrant, crisp. The viewing angles are again really good. The brightness levels seems slightly better on the Oppo Reno 4 Pro, but not by a huge margin. Now the advantage with the Vivo X50 is that it has HDR10 enabled, so that's something which is good because the Reno 4 Pro global variant had the HDR10 plus, while the Indian variant does not have the HDR10 plus, while the Vivo X50 has HDR10 plus on the display. So Vivo has the advantage here in terms of the overall display quality. Now the important thing about the Oppo Reno 4 Pro is that it has a curved display, so it's kind of different experience you get on a flagship smartphone. It's available in this price segment. Now next, moving on to the software. Now both the devices have Android 10 out of the box, so we're just gonna see the settings here. So let's take the settings. So you can see here these two devices have Android 10 and both are running on custom UI. We have the Fun Touch OS 10.5 on the Vivo X50, while we have the Color OS 7.1 on the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. Now both the devices have really good UIs. They have been vastly improved. Now when we talked about or reviewed smartphones from Oppo and Vivo previously, the UI was something which was not that great, but in 2020 both these UIs have gone for a massive facelift. Now both of them offer app drawer and a great experience as well. Both looks really good. Now overall, if you look at the software, there's hardly anything to decide based on the usability. Both offer great features, customization supports are there, and even in terms of looks, they have drastically improved. But overall, if I were to pick one of these UIs, probably I would go with Oppo's Color OS 7.1, which feels slightly more refined than the Fun Touch OS 10.5. But again, as I said before, Fun Touch OS has gone in for a major upgrade and it feels really smooth now. Now next is the performance side. So in terms of performance, both the devices have pretty decent hardware. The Vivo X50 has a Qualcomm Snapdragon 730, while Reno 4 Pro has the Snapdragon 720G. Now 730 and 720G are quite similar in terms of performance. There is hardly anything to differentiate between these two devices in terms of day-to-day experience, app management, everywhere. It feels quite similar in terms of performance. Even in terms of gaming experience, we would say both are almost similar, and not a major separating aspect in terms of performance. So we would say both have quite similar performance, and both of them have 8GB RAM and 128GB storage being offered. Now one additional feature for the Reno 4 Pro is that it has micro SD card expansion slot. It's a dedicated SD card slot, while we don't have that on the Vivo X50. Now additionally, the Oppo Reno 4 Pro also has the 3.5mm audio jack, which is missing, or rather which is not available on the Vivo X50. So you have to use the USB-C type port for listening to songs. So that's one or rather two advantages for the Reno 4 Pro. Now the fingerprint scanner is an in-display fingerprint scanner on both the devices. Both are equally good. Even the face unlock looks pretty good. Now sound quality also, both are really good in terms of sound performance. Both have great output as well in terms of the audio quality. Now talking about the call quality, again we tested with Idea and Jio SIM card. Both had equally good experience, and both supports voice or Wi-Fi, and VoLTE is supported on both the phones. Now next is the camera. So this is one important aspect of these two devices. So both are camera centric smartphones. So we have done a camera review of these two devices. You can also check out that video. Now the Vivo X50 has a 48 megapixel Sony IMX598 custom sensor. It has an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, 13 megapixel telephoto lens, and 5 megapixel macro sensor. Now on the other hand, the Oppo Reno 4 Pro has 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide angle lens, 2 megapixel depth sensor, and 2 megapixel macro sensor. Now both of them have a 32 megapixel front cameras. Now in terms of camera performance, both did a pretty good job. Here we would say the Vivo X50 is probably our choice because it offers better daylight captures, and the sharpness levels are also better. The colors are also slightly better on the Vivo X50. Now one thing what we mentioned about the Oppo Reno 4 Pro while we did the camera review is that the consistency levels in the image processing was not very great. Some images turned out to be extremely saturated while some were really good. So the sharpness levels are pretty good, but then the color reproduction was not very accurate or consistent on the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. Now again, both devices does have a macro sensor, and also good portraits are being offered on both the phones. Now if you look at the low light experience, that's where the Vivo X50 takes the lead with stunning low light captures when compared to the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. So in terms of the low light performance, the Vivo X50 is probably our choice, and also in terms of the selfie experience, probably our pick again would be the Vivo X50. So in terms of the camera aspect, we would say Vivo X50 is our choice with slightly better overall results than the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. So that's the camera aspect. Now talking about the battery. So we have a 4200 mAh capacity battery on the Vivo X50, while we have a 4000 mAh capacity battery on the Reno 4 Pro. Now we have a 33 watt fast charging on the Vivo X50, while we have a 65 watt fast charging on the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. Now charging definitely faster on the Oppo because it charges in around 34 to 35 minutes, while the Vivo X50 takes almost like an hour to charge. Even that's not bad, but then the 65 watt charger on the Oppo Reno 4 Pro is something which is really great. Now battery life seems to be quite similar. Again, here we would say almost similar, but then even with a slightly lower capacity battery, or rather 200 mAh lower than the Vivo X50, Oppo did a pretty good job here in terms of the overall battery performance. So that is the detailed comparison of these two devices, the Vivo X50 and the Oppo Reno 4 Pro. Now which one should you buy? Now the Oppo Reno 4 Pro has the advantage that it is very lightweight, curved display, good software experience, decent set of cameras, good battery life, and decent performance. And apart from that, it also gets a 65 watt fast charging included. Now the Oppo, or rather the Vivo X50 has the good aspects that it has a really good display, great design and exceptional build quality, good set of cameras, decent performance, and again battery life seems really good again. So both are equally or probably well balanced smartphones in this price segment. And now if you look at the competition, they might be offering 855 or 865, but these are smartphones which are more of a camera centric smartphones. So which of these two you should buy? So if you ask us to pick one, we would probably go with the Vivo X50 for a couple of reasons. One is a brilliant camera, then great build and great looks overall, and it's kind of a good package overall. Even the Reno 4 Pro isn't bad because it has a pretty good cameras as well, but the consistency levels in the cameras was not really great. So our pick probably would be the Vivo X50 out of these two devices. So that is the detailed comparison of the Oppo Reno 4 Pro and the Vivo X50. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.